Have you ever been possessed by the devil? Because of Pokemon?
Coding. Pokemon go to the polls. Pokemon go. Pokemon go to the polls.
Pokemon came out in the United States when I was 9 years old. All my friends were playing the games, playing the trading cards, watching the TV show. I mean, all my friends loved Pokemon. And little 9-year-old me wanted nothing more than to be able to have fun with them. And then people like this happened.
Pokemon is a game that teaches children how to enter into the world of witchcraft.
Yeah, this is the Christians and Pokemon episode. It had to happen sometime because it happened to me. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand that the parents that ban their kids from things like, Pokemon, Harry Potter, they did it with the best of intentions. But the vast majority of them never even bothered to actually look into this stuff and see if anything they were hearing about it was true. Most of these people were taking the words of random TV evangelists that their friends heard, that told their friends, that told them. And now, little Josiah can't play Pokemon because we know Pokemon means pocket monsters.
I said, son, what is that one morning? He said, that's Pokemon. Son, I found out that Pokemon means pocket monster. Pokemon are incredible creatures. Some grow and evolve into even more powerful creatures.
Okay, so far so good. This guy's kind of on message. He understands that Pokemon means pocket monsters. He understands the mechanics of the game, sort of.
The children are developing relationships with all these little reclusive, power-filled monsters.
See, this is the part that kind of throws me off. He's complaining about children in a TV show developing relationships with super special kinds of pets. What if your dog could breathe fire? That's basically what Pokemon is.
The Pokemon whole effort is to train children how to become the #1 Pokemon master in the world.
You're trying to achieve an amazing goal of accomplishing more than anybody else ever has in the area that you are most passionate about. Just like I'm sure you, Mr. Pastor, are trying to accomplish the most as a pastor, which is your profession, because you want to be the best pastor you can be. Just like this is showing kids that no matter what they want to do, they could be the best at that they can if they work really hard.
You follow it through the New Age teaching, you find out that masters are those who take control of spirits in the dark realm.
And right there you lost me. In the dark realm.
The child at some point becomes capable of taking these powers and channeling them through their power sources.
Are we talking about the show or real life?
How to use psychic phenomena.
I love this lady right here. I gotta take those evil toys of the devil away from little Billy. I knew it.
Teaches children how to fantasy role play.
How to fantasy role play? Play pretend. Fantasy, not real. Role play, pretend. If you're trying to make every fictional thing fit into some real world alternative religion from yours, then you are going to live like a crazy person because you're constantly going to be seeing things that aren't there. Oh Lord, another culture in my kid's life? That in no way means that your kid is going to go become some occultist. All it means is that they are maybe learning a little bit more about a different culture than the one they're currently raised in that you're so scared of letting them out of, that you refuse to give them any chance to have exposure to the outside world, and therefore any chance to develop any kind of gauge of what is right, wrong, true, false in their own mind and their own experiences. Maybe
Pokemon world is a world of the demonic. While you might not take it quite seriously, I assure you that demons take it quite seriously.
Oh, don't worry. I take this quite seriously.
There was even a couple of reports where children had been stabbed by other children over Pokemon cards.
This sounds way less to me like a Pokemon-specific problem and more of just kids with crappy parents. If your kid hasn't been raised well enough to know not to stab people in the leg, I wonder whose fault it was that that kid stabbed someone in the leg. Was it your fault as a parent? Or was it those dirty demonic Pokemon cards? I sure know which one of those is easier to live with.
Our kids are going out in gangs on the streets, and they're so used to killing each other in their fantasy games that when they walk down the streets and they pull out their .45 and they pump some friend full of bullets, They kind of think we'll turn off the machine and they'll get up and they'll be there tomorrow and I'll shoot them again.
Nobody thinks this, first of all. And you said our kids. Is your kid walking down the street with a 45 about to cap some fool?
It's just a game. To which I respond, Russian roulette is just a game.
Russian roulette is just a game. That sounded like Obama.
But they're so into this make-believe world that they can't distinguish between fantasy and real.
It sounds like you're the one who can't distinguish between fantasy and reality. These people are so intently focused on finding everything wrong with everything around them that they will go to the lengths of choosing a fictional show with overriding themes of friendship, teamwork, hard work, how to deal with failure, and turn it into some sort of demonic incubating ground for the occult.
Everything in life is real.
And there we go, right there. Everything in life is real.
What your children watch, what you watch, affects you radically.
These really sound like terrible things, don't they? Until you realize that he's talking about Pokemon, a show that's all about friendship, treating people right, not being abusive to your pets. But just because you don't like the form that it's in, you're going to write off all the substance. Because it sure does make for a great sermon, doesn't it? I'm sure it led to quite a few audio cassette sales too, didn't it?
Some of you can't go to heaven. Why?
Wow.
You know, the media in this country, whether it's, listen, rock music.
Again with the rock music, dude. Freaking really? The way someone plays music, the particular genre, not even specific songs. He's talking about a genre of music using particular musical instruments. And now this entire thing is evil. And it's being lumped in with Pokemon of all things. This is rich.
Perverted primetime programming and cable programming and the movie industry, whatever. And now the internet.
And now the internet. The whole thing. But let's see what another group of people might have to say about this.
Someone called and said, is Pokemon demonic?
The answer to that is yes, they are all Oriental demons.
I love how it's specifically, they are Oriental demons. Demons of the Orient. Everything that is different than my experience of the world must be evil.
These are all Oriental demons. The names are actually names of demons.
Including the most fearsome demon of them all. Jigglypuff.
Another game out that we just recently found out, very addicting, is Minecraft. You go into this thing and build a world of your own. It's not necessarily occultic, but it's distracting. You know, they don't go back to read their Bibles.
And how do you feel about Legos? You know, like Minecraft before Minecraft?
Because you don't know. Many people you meet are not of God. They're of the occult.
Did I hear that right? Many people you meet are not of God. They're of the occult. You know, most people aren't in cults. The vast majority of people in the world are not in cults. I was kind of steamed with this, and the reason is because I experienced the butt end of it when I was a little kid. I was banned from Pokemon and Harry Potter. But you know what the worst part of all of this is? And this happens all the time. Any recent pop culture thing will just get written off by all these people who don't even bother to see what it actually is. How many parents that ban their kids from Harry Potter actually read Harry Potter? I had a friend who wasn't allowed to get into Pokemon either. And I remember the day when that kid's parents came to my house when I was 9 years old with their Pokemon is Evil folder. They had a 3-ring binder of Pokemon is demonic materials. If you don't understand something, that doesn't mean it's bad or wrong or evil or satanic. Look at it yourself if you're that worried. Or, I don't know, maybe actually be a decent parent and teach your kid not to stab people. That would be good. That would actually be a lot better. I want to return to something that was said earlier that I think was really meaningful.
The movie industry, whatever. And now the internet.
And now, the internet. Hey everybody, before I close this video out, I am on a quest to reclaim my lost childhood with Pokemon. Right now, I'm doing a Let's Play of Pokemon Fire Red from the perspective of me, someone who never got into Pokemon as a kid. The whole idea behind it is to reclaim my lost childhood with Pokemon, get a chance to re-experience something that I missed out on as a kid, and maybe, just maybe, become a Pokemon master myself. And I mean that in the most occultic way possible, by the way. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one. I still don't have an outro. I should probably work on that. The Nintendo Switch is demonic too.